Akosu was a small village that had a mighty river. Its waters were so vast and endless that the villagers believed it was the boundary between the living and the spirit world. The river banks stretched far and wide, whispering secrets in the wind and at night. The moon's reflection danced upon the waves like unseen beings moving beneath the surface. For generations, the people of Akosu lived in harmony with the waters. Their land was barren, unwilling to nurture even the smallest crops, so they relied on the villages beyond the river for food. But the crossing was never taken lightly. It was said that the river was home to powerful mermaids, guardians of the deep, who demanded respect and consultations before any soul dared to cross. And so the villagers obeyed. Before each journey, they would gather at the banks, offering gifts, murmuring prayers, and waiting for a sign from the waters that it was safe to pass. But time has a way of dulling fear. Generations passed, and the people of Akosu grew impatient with rituals they no longer understood. The old ways were slowly abandoned. The villagers stopped asking permission before crossing. They laughed at the tales of spirits lurking beneath the waves, calling them stories of frightened elders. Then, the river reminded them of its wrath. One fateful day, as a group of villagers crossed the waters in their wooden boats, the river turned against them. Without warning, the sky darkened, the wind roared, and the waves rose like great beasts from the depths. Their ships capsized in the middle of the river. Screams echoed, but no one was found. No bodies, no survivors, only the silence of the river, as if it had swallowed them whole. Terror gripped the people of Akosu. No one dared to cross the river again. And soon, the legend took root. A whispered warning passed through lips to ears in the dead of night. Those who vanished in the waters do not die. They become mermaids, forever lost to the river's depths. Since that day, the river of Akosu had remained untouched. The villagers, though starving, refused to set foot near its banks. Instead, they journeyed farther, seeking food in distant lands, their fear overweighing their hunger. The river watched in silence, its surface undisturbed, until the day someone would dare to challenge its course. In the village of Akosu, there lived a man named Kagiso, a man of great wisdom, respected by all. The people looked up to him, seeking his counsel in times of uncertainty. His words carried the weight of knowledge passed down through generations. Kagiso married Zoe, a strikingly beautiful maiden from their village. She was not only admired for her beauty, but also for her kind heart and unwavering support for her husband. She encouraged him in ways he never imagined, becoming his strength in difficult times. However, as the years passed, Zoe was unable to bear a child. This troubled Kagiso deeply, for he longed for children to continue his legacy. The burden weighed heavily on them both, and whispers of concern spread among the villagers. But then, as if the gods had finally smiled upon them, Zoe miraculously conceived and gave birth to a beautiful baby girl. They named her Talia. Kagiso was overjoyed beyond measure. To celebrate, he ventured deep into the forest and hunted the finest bush meat, offering a great feast to mark the birth of his daughter. As Talia grew, she became the pride of the village. She was respectful, intelligent, and deeply loved by all. But when Talia turned 6 years old, Kagiso's heart grew restless again. He had always hoped for a son, yet Zoe was unable to conceive another child. The village elders began murmuring, and his brothers summoned him for meetings, pressing him to take a second wife. They argued that the man of his status needed a male heir. At first, Kagiso resisted, but as the pressure mounted, he eventually gave in and married a second wife, Ione, a woman from another village. Her homeland lay beyond the river, and legend had it that the waters of her village were mysteriously connected to those of Akosu.